Good morning, dear students. Today let me explain you about a new chapter, that is phylum Hemichordata. You know that this term Hemichordata has two parts in it. Hemi generally refers to half and chordata refers to the phylum Chordata. So the name itself suggests the members of this phylum Hemichordata has some chordate characters as well as some invertebrate characters, particularly the echinoderm characters. Hemichordata is a small group of marine invertebrate animals which includes about 90 species of enteronusts. So enteronust is the name of the class to which they belong. And the members are generally commonly called as aconworms, and around 30 species of pterobranchs are there. So generally in hemichordates we come across with two varieties. One is enteronus and another one is pterobranchs, wherein enteronus having 90 species and pterobranchs having 30 species. Now some important features or main features. The first one, hemichordates are deuterostomes with pharyngeal gill slits and a dorsal nerve cord like chordates. What are deuterostomes? So you have already come across with this term deuterostomes. Even I only explained you about these deuterostomes and proterostomes in one of my previous classes. So here deuterostomes refers to during the course of embryonic development, the blastopore opening, later it gives rise to the anus of the adult. Whereas in case of proterostomes, the blastopore opening it gives rise to the mouth of the such animals. Now they are benthic forms, that is bottom dwelling forms, and they are marine animals without head. They have soft body which is divided into proboscis, collar and trunk, and cephalization is absent. Hemichordates are sessile, that is they are attached to the substratum, or they are capable of limited movement too. Digestive system includes elaborate filter feeding or suspension feeding devices. Stomochord, the buccal cavity contains a stiff stomochord between proboscis and collar, and this is called stomochord, and earlier it was thought to be the notochord. Brain is absent. Epidermal nerve plexus forms nervous system, and the open circulatory system includes a contractile heart vesicle, blood vessels and sinuses. And respiration by gills. Pharynx is perforated by numerous paired gill slits. The enterocoelic coelom having 5 coelomic cavities, that is 1 in proboscis, 2 in collar and 2 in trunk. Coelom is lined with coelomic epithelium. Proboscis coelom is largely occupied by muscles, whereas collar coelom is separated by mesenteries, the partition walls called mesenteries. That is what you can make out in the coelom part of the collar. I will show you that slide at a later part of this discussion. The trunk coelomic cavities are filled with fluid. Then sexes are separate. They have indirect development with a larval stage called tornaria. Tornaria larva is a ovoid, transparent and microscopic larva that ranges between 1 to 8 mm long. It has two ciliated bands. Anterior end is thickened plate bears tuft of cilia, and pair of pigmented eye spots. Mouth is situated in the ventral surface while the anus is posterior terminal end. It has a simple alimentary canal. Ciliated band encircle the body of the larva, that is, preoral lies anterior to mouth, postoral ciliated lies behind the mouth, and posterior ciliated band lies around the anus, and ciliated band is for locomotion and helps in nutrition also, that is for food capturing. So this is what the image or the diagram of that larva, what is called as tornarial larva. And as I already briefed you, that the body of this tornarial larva has an apical tuft of cilia, that is bunch of cilia at the tip, and that consisting of an eye-like structure, and eye spots will be there. And you can see the presence of mouth here, and the mouth will leads to esophagus, and esophagus leads to stomach, and stomach leads to intestine, and intestine leads to the further continuation of that digestive system or alimentary canal, which opens to the exterior through anus. And as I already explained you, that it will contain some bands of cilia or tufts of cilia, and here you can make out the postoral ciliated band here and posterior ciliated ring. So these are the ciliated bands that are present in the this Tornaria larva. Now coming to affinities of Hemichordata with Echinodermata. Affinities means the resemblances or similarities. Hemichordata and echinoderms differ greatly in morphology but resembles greatly in internal organization and larval structures. Both are enterocoelic deuterostomes and poorly developed nervous system with epidermal nerve plexus. Heart vesicles and glomerulus of Hemichordata are homologous to the heart and axial gland of the echinoderm. Proteins and phosphogens in both the groups closely resemble. Both will share the common habitat, ecological niches, and remarkable power of regeneration. So these are some of the affinities of Hemichordata with Echinodermata. And the other one is Tornarial larva of Hemichordata has striking structural similarities with that of the larva of this echinoderms. You know that larvae of echinoderms are of different types like Pluteus, Echinopluteus, Ophiopluteus. So various types of larvae are there, and generally the larva of Tornaria, it resembles more with the this echinoderm larva. And the larval ciliated bands taking up a similar twisted course and enterocolic origin and similar development of the coelom. Now let's go through some chordate affinities of hemichordates. About 50 years back, Hemichordata was included under phylum Chordata due to the confusion with respect to stomochord or notochord. Recent workers do not accept the notochordal nature of stomochord or buccal diverticulum, and rather they have the nervous system in general, which is typically not chordate type, excepting the presence of lumen in collar nerve cord. So thereby it has some similarities with the chordates too. And hence this hemichordata is regarded as connecting link between invertebrates and phylum Chordata. So they are the connecting link between the last member of the invertebrate, that is Echinodermata, and the first group among among these chordates, that is phylum Chordata. The only important chordate feature of hemichordates are presence of gill slits. Similarity is present in the pharynx and branchial apparatus or both, and presence of dorsal nerve cord in collar region of hemichordates, which is similar to dorsal nerve cord of chordates. Some proteins and energy compounds are similar in both, and these resemblances with the central stalk from which urochordates have descended. Similarity in the structure and function of branchial apparatus. Then arrangement of coelomic sacs are similar. And finally, recent DNA analysis such as 18R DNA analysis of enteroneus suggests that they are closer to the echinoderms than to the chordates. That means they have more affinities with that of echinoderms than chordates. Coming to the type study under this hemichordata, that is about belanoglasses. So it belongs to Hemichordata phylum, class Enteroneusta, and genus Belanoglasses. Belanoglasses is a marine animal found almost all over the world. It is burrowing animal found living in U-shaped tube at the bottom of shallow waters, although some species are also found at the depth of 2500 fathoms. So that is what about its habitat. External features. Belanoglasses is worm-like animals, soft, elongated, cylindrical body, and they range in length from 3 cm to as much as 2.5 cm. And they are bilaterally symmetrical animals, and the body surface is uniformly ciliated and is uniformly covered with mucus. The body is divided into 3 divisions or parts: proboscis, collar, and trunk. Proboscis, it is the anterior most part of the body and is conical and having conical and tapering anteriorly. Posteriorly, it continues as a collar, and proboscis encloses inside coelom of proboscis. The proboscis coelom opens out through the proboscis spore situated mid-dorsally and mid-dorsally near its base. Proboscis is muscular and helps in digging burrows in sand. Coming to collar, it is a middle, short and thick belt-like part of the body lying behind the proboscis. Ventrally, below the proboscis stalk, the collar encloses a wide aperture, that is mouth. The collar is well demarcated from the trunk, being by a circular constriction. The collar has thick musculature and encloses the collar coelom. Sometimes the collar coelom is divided into left and right parts by means of dorsal and ventral mesenteries. The collar coelom opens by a pair of collar pores into the first pair of branchial pores. So this is how reproduction takes place. Then coming to trunk, it is the posterior and largest part of the body, and it is differentiated into 3 divisions: the anterior branchiogenital region and middle hepatic region and posterior abdominal region. So these are the 3 divisions that are there in the trunk region. Coming to localization of internal organs, first is proboscis, and it contains heart vesicle, central sinus and buccal diverticulum. The coelom opens to the exterior by proboscis pore. Next will be collar. It contains the mouth and collar coelom, which open to dorsal surface through collar pore. Then trunk. It contains pharynx, gonads or hepatic region, and the branchiogenital region contains genital wings with gonad and branchial region with paired gills having hepatic CK. So that is what some important internal organs of the three divisions of the Bell-no-Glasses body, like proboscis, collar and trunk. The branchiogenital region is distinguished by the presence of a longitudinal row of gill pores on either side of the mid-dorsal ridge. And the sides of branchiogenital region are thin and leaf-like and are referred to as genital wings containing gonads. The gonads open out through gonopores, which are microscopic apertures. The genital wings are usually curved and folded, concealing the gill pores. The hepatic region is marked by numerous small paired transverse folds, and that is the branchiogenital region. Hepatic region. And it is marked by numerous small paired transverse folds, the hepatic CK or digestive glands on the dorsal side. It is dark brownish or greenish in color. The post-hepatic region or abdominal region gradually tapers behind and bears a terminal anus. Sexes are separate and life cycle includes planktonic larval stage. Okay, so that is what some important characters of the different divisions or parts of the Bell-no-Glasses body. So this is what the photograph of that Bell-no-Glass, and as I already explained you, it has the divisions like proboscis, collar, and the next division is hepatic region. And this hepatic region, it is further divided into mid-dorsal one and prehepatic region and post-hepatic region, and at the tip it will have an opening of the digestive canal called anus. So this is what another colorful diagram of that Bell-no-Glasses only, wherein you can see the important terminologies like this prehepatic region, post-hepatic region, and in between branchial region. Now coming to Phylum in Hemichordata, that is Bell-no-Glasses in particular. As I already told you that the coelom, which is said to be enterocoelic type, present inside the enteron, that is intestine, and that is usually having the coelomic cavities. That is one in the proboscis region, which is called prosome. Another one is present in the collar region, that is called mesosome, because it is middle in nature. Whereas the later part of the body, that is trunk part, it has a pair of cavities, that is hepatic cavities, or what is called as coelom. And in this diagram you will be observing prosome, mesosome, that is present in the collar, prosome is present in the head region, mesosome in the collar region, and the next one will be the metasome, that is the trunk region. So prosome is nothing but the cavity, that is her coelom, present in the proboscis region, whereas in collar it has mesospore and mesosome, and in the trunk region the body has metasome. So these are the three types of coelomic cavities that are present in the Bell-no-Glasses body. So this is what a slide showing the different benefits of or the uses of these Belno glasses. So it is the largest species found in Brazil and measures up to 2.5 millimeter and 2.5 millimeter. And it is also called as tongueworm or a cornworm. Okay, due to the resemblance of the proboscis and genital wing to wings to ox tongue. Then Belno glasses secretes iodoform like foul smell, which is a compound which acts as a defensive mechanism. So this is what about the different slides that are there in this today's presentation topic. So let me stop at this level and continue the rest in next class.